Have you ever had a boss, a supervisor tell you that you need to show more initiative? Maybe you're a young person and you were told that you need to show more initiative in helping around the house. But what does that mean? And how can we show more initiative? Let's explore that today. Hey, Teachable Spirits, I'm Pam, and I give pep talks, not TED Talks, but pep talks. Today is day 89 of 100 days of posting, the last 100 days of 2024. Yesterday, I posted a video where I wanted to practice eliminating filler words, all those ums and ahs that we tend to just add for no reason. And I practiced it right there on camera by having Google give me 3 randomly generated topics, and I spoke for 1 minute on each of those topics. And I said, let me know if you want me to expound upon those topics in other videos. And I just got a comment that yes, they would love to hear more of each of those topics. So we will start by saying one of those. Oh, I just did it. No. We will start with speaking first on initiative. And then another day I might take another topic. I just picked the very first one that I talked about on yesterday's video. One of my first jobs, actually my very first paying job, was working at a daycare. I worked there for several summers and 2 full years while I sat out of college to work. It was not a job that I particularly enjoyed every day, but I did work very hard and I did a lot of growing during those several years when I was there. It was a very formative time of finishing up high school and going to college. I had a lot of growing to do during that time. And I can't say that I had as teachable a spirit back then as I do now, and I am still learning. But I had a harder time back then accepting criticism. So when my boss at the daycare, who was the boss / owner of the daycare, said during an evaluation that I needed to show more initiative, it really took me back. I was not used to, in my type A perfectionist self, of getting criticism. And we did not have Google at that time for me to look up how to show more initiative. So I just had to kind of figure it out. Looking back, I think that I did okay on making progress with that. Also looking back, now that I am probably close to the age that my supervisor was at the time, the owner, boss at the daycare, she was probably around the age that I am now, maybe a little bit older, probably a little bit older, because she had a daughter who was a little bit older than me. I actually think that she saw potential in me. She saw somebody who was a hard worker and who was willing to do whatever it took, who loved teaching, and who was willing to grow. So I think that though I did not receive it the best at that moment, because I wasn't used to accepting criticism very well yet, I do think that it was constructive criticism. So how might one show initiative? As you can see, I am working very hard here not to put filler words in. So please bear with me as I think instead of just letting those filler words come out of my mouth to fill the blank spaces. Showing initiative is being proactive. Being active ahead of when something has to happen. That means anticipating issues and doing something about them before they become an issue. There are plenty of opportunities for that working in a daycare. So you can identify opportunities to prevent problems. You can also identify opportunities for making things better, not just for preventing problems, but for actually making everything better for everyone. Maybe it is something that's going to help the students or the other workers or the parents. And taking a step forward toward exploring that. It's not usually a good idea to just go and make changes when you're working under someone else. You need to approach them with that idea and have some supporting information. How you would go about doing this, how much it would cost, why this would be beneficial. This goes along with the next thing, which is seek out leadership. Take leadership into consideration as a possibility. This goes along with advancement, but advancement to me has more of a connotation of you are doing something for yourself, whereas taking initiative is more focused on others, seeing what would be helpful to others. At that time in my life, I was very much a follower. I was very good at following. I was very good at following directions, probably to a fault, to the point that I might not think for myself. And when I would see problems, instead of doing something about it, taking the initiative, I admit that I fell into what usually happened, which was gossip about the problem and those involved in the problem. That is not showing good initiative. Something that would be extremely helpful to employers would be workers who, instead of participating in the gossip, take initiative to fix the problem. I'm kind of teaching myself here as I'm thinking through this. I'm looking down here at my notes. I think I have pretty much covered everything that I wanted to say about initiative. I believe that over the time span of when I worked at the daycare that I did learn to show better initiative. I volunteered to work extra hours when they needed somebody to come in early or to stay late. I volunteered to be the pool person one summer, where I would come in on the weekends and take care of the pool, vacuuming it, testing the levels, adding the appropriate chemicals. And I was also the one who would supervise the children as they came into the pool. I also found better ways to do things, such as creating a little cabana for the kids to change into their bathing suits and back into their regular clothes. Showing initiative is such an important part of growth. And if you can do it, I just said trying to take that word out too. If you can intentionally seek out opportunities to initiate things, there's our verb. You can show initiative, that's a noun, by initiating things, that's your verb. If you can initiate things, that's growth. And I feel like that is something that employers are really looking for. Obviously, my employer at the daycare was looking for initiative. She did not want to have to babysit all of her workers as they babysat the children. She needed people to be able to take care of things as they came up. An important part of that, though, if you are an employer watching this, an important part of that is empowering your employees to take initiative. And this has happened to me on a job before also. This was after, it was another job. I just said, we don't need that in there. At another job, not daycare related, I did take initiative and I got in trouble. And I felt like I had whiplash because at this job, I was asked to show initiative and empowered to use it. Whereas at this other job, I showed initiative and that was not done. That was unacceptable. I had overstepped the line. Even though I had found a better, more efficient way to do something, apparently I should have brought it to their attention. So, lesson learned there. Know your situation. Read the room. Know the culture of where you work or where you serve. Initiative cannot just apply to work. It applies to, say, serving in a church or some other volunteer organization. It also applies in the home. Parents love it when their children show initiative on chores. Not just the ones that they have that are theirs, that they are expected to do regularly. But when they see something that needs to be taken care of, they just do it. They don't have to be reminded and nagged about things. They just see something that needs to be done and they take care of it. I also think that initiative comes more naturally to some than to others, but that it can be learned and cultivated. So if you are in a position of authority, such as a teacher or a supervisor or a parent, and of course you would like to see more initiative, empower the people that you are supervising and recognize it when you see it. Let them know, hey, good initiative. I like how you just saw the need and took care of it. That will make them feel good and they will want to feel good again. And they will start looking for opportunities to initiate. There's your pep talk for today. I would now like to practice 3 healthy habits with you. The first is gratitude. Here's my link for my gratitude chain. Today I'm going to say on this 89th day that I am thankful that first semester at school is done. First semester is in the books. The school year is half over. Woo! We did it. And so the second habit is to breathe deeply 3 times. We're going to breathe in for 4 counts, hold 4, out 4, hold 4. Here we go. Okay, the last healthy habit, water. If you need to go get some, pause the video and come on back. Here we go. Okay. I want to thank you so much for watching today and for bearing with me as I practice speaking clearly and not putting any extra filler words in. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.